topics and opinions expressed on the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4WN Radio.
Did you know women represent just 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs and less than 15% of corporate executives at top companies worldwide? Have you wondered what the secrets are to getting into the top ranks, whether in the private or public sector? Do you want to figure out how to stop being held back in your career or passed over for promotion? Then you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. I have decades of experience in the military, the federal government, and corporate America, and my mission is to help women succeed and tap into their full potential. I want to reach 1 million plus women around the world to become the leaders they are meant to be. So if you want to move into a management or executive level position, or maybe you are a female veteran transitioning out of the military into business entrepreneurship, then reach out to the Executive Women's Success Institute at 301-693-3284. Let us get you on the fast track to success. Well, hello and welcome to the Success for Women show, where you can view us on Talk4 TV and listen to us on the Women for Women Network. I am Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, your host, and my mission is to help women accelerate the path to success. Well, today's topic is Hello Clients, Hello Cash. And my guest is none other than Miss Natasha Hemingway. Well, let me give you just a little background on Miss Hemingway. Natasha Hemingway is a sales consultant, coach, and speaker who works with corporations, startups, and entrepreneurs to build authentic, purpose-driven sales strategies. She is the founder of Heart Not Hustle, a sales coaching firm focused on helping leaders connect their business goals to meaningful motivation, driving results without sacrificing integrity. With over 16 years of experience as a senior sales manager at a Fortune 500 company, Natasha brings deep industry expertise paired with empathy shaped by personal transformation. Now she helps organizations and entrepreneurs master their sales process, strengthen leadership, and maximize impact by leading with heart and not hustle. So today I'd like to bring on to the Success for Women show, Miss Natasha Hemingway.
Thank you so much, Dr. Madeline. I appreciate the intro. I'm excited to be here and have a conversation.
Well, it is great to have you to be here, take time out of your busy schedule. So before we get started, I usually read the standard bio about my guests, but then I like to have them to just tell us what you want us to know about Natasha Hemingway.
Yeah, I mean, I think the bio says all of the stuff, right? All of the things that you've done and working in corporate and being 9 years now in the entrepreneurial space. But honestly, I'm just really, really passionate about helping individuals become more profitable, right? I think all of us has something that we're purposed to do. I believe that the thing or the idea or the vision or whatever your path, be it corporate or entrepreneurial, it's purposeful when we're bought into it. But sometimes the profitability piece gets lost, and people have these fears or preconceived notions around sales, right? It gets a bad rep. And really, it's I always say this is that, when I think about sales, it's not a personality trait, it's a skill set, right? So someone's not born being good with sales, because I hear that a lot. Like, I'm just not good with sales. Like, in this great business, and like, I'm just not good at sales. And I'm like, that's okay. That's okay. There's hope, right? Because it's not a personality trait, it's a skill set. So you
Yes.
have to learn what that looks like. And even when you're working in corporate, you're developing and you're selling something all the time, whether it be your brand, your idea, your voice. And so really it's just, I'm super passionate and intentional about the work that I do. And I'm always honored of who I get to serve, because when we can allow, and especially, I'm just going to lean on this side, but especially women, right?
Yes,
It's
yes.
like money is an amplifier, right? And you can do more good or you can do bad with it. But
Yes.
I know something to be true. Like, when we put money in good women's hands, like, we just do more things, right?
Thanks.
It's not coming from this selfish place. Like, we do more for our community. We provide opportunities within our business for others. There's so much. So that's a little bit about like just what I do and why. Really, I think is more important, not what I've done, but the why behind why I continue to do it, right?
Absolutely. Now, I have to tell you, I'm one of those people that's always saying, I don't like sales. I'm not good at sales. So
It's
I'm
okay to say that.
definitely one of those. But you know what? I have a friend, and this guy, I always laugh at him, and I tease him all the time, because I tell him, I said, you know what? You can sell ice to an Eskimo,
I say
because
it.
it's that good. And it's like, it just doesn't hit, he'll talk to you, but it doesn't seem like he's really selling you. But by the time he finished, it's,
Yes.
yeah, I want that,
Right,
So
right. And there's an art to that.
yeah,
Like, people think scale sales is like this thing, it's this icky exchange, or people being pushy or manipulative. And it's like, no, there's an art
yeah,
to it,
it's an
uh,
art.
that allows people to lead with integrity and lead with heart. And because really selling is serving, right? So I try to demystify a lot of things and really get down to the root, is like, your root cause and goal is to serve the person that's in front of you. You have something
Right.
that solves
Okay.
a problem, meets a need, gives them a
Mhm.
breakthrough, whatever it is. And it's like, that's your gift, right? Your thing that you do, like the thing that you do, Dr. Madeline, we listened to the intro, like your background, your why, the thing that you do helps unlock someone else. So when you say, oh, I'm not good at sales, it's like, no, it's not about sales. It's about you sharing
Mhm.
your with other people so that they have access to
Right.
your impact, your breakthrough, what they need. So it's this beautiful mutual exchange. And people like that operate like your friend, like they understand that, right?
Mhm.
Is it's
Right.
really about the person you're serving and the value and your belief, right?
Mhm.
Your belief.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah.
Wow. So tell me now, your brand is built around the philosophy of heart, not hustle. What does that truly mean, and why is so important in today's sales environment?
Yeah. Oh man. So coming from corporate sales, and in the pharma and med device side, and being on the sales side, being on the management side, it can feel very much like a hustle and a grind.
Mhm.
I was fortunate to be able to sell products that actually affect patients' lives, right? So I always say, and I when I started moving into the entrepreneurial space of sales coaching, sales consulting, and speaking, is like the thing that literally just went off in my head is, this is not about hustling. It's about heart. It's the heart to
Mhm.
serve the people that have come to you that need something, right? And
Right.
it's making sure that that doesn't stay out of balance. Because I'll say this, when you are an entrepreneur, let me speak from that side, your
Mhm.
money does matter. But sometimes
Yes.
that money, when you're talking to people or you're worried or you're concerned about money, can spill over into people, and then you start hustling them, and it feels uncomfortable. So it's really understanding that, like, sales really isn't about hustling people. It's not about manipulating people. It's not about being this persuasion, but it's operating from a place of, I always say, integrity, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Grace and
Absolutely.
confidence, right? How do
Mhm.
you operate from a place of confidence, ease, and grace to sell and serve the person that's in front of you, right? So it
Mhm.
doesn't have to be from a place of hustle, because nobody wants that anyway. You don't like being sold to that way,
It's
right?
true.
And no one wants to feel like they have to do that. So like, why are we doing it? Why is that the perception with sales? So it's breaking that and busting that and saying, really, you can operate from a place of heart and strategy and process and integrity and confidence and ease and grace. But there is also, it's not enough to be passionate. You also have to be profitable, right? So not just the heart behind what you do and who you serve, but you also have to be profitable. So then that's where that skill set comes in, is like understanding what is the sales process in your business. Do you have one? A lot of people don't even know that they need a sales process, right? So having a sales process and a sales strategy, those are foundational pillars to building out your business so you can really operate from a place of heart and service and not scarcity and hustling people because you're worried about the lack of money in your bank account, right? Or who's going to believe it, or who's going to like it, and who's going to buy it, and what's the price. Like, when you have a process and a strategy around sales, that gets to be moved. And then you really, truly get to fully show up in service, right?
Wow. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, when you put it that way, I get it. It's just like you say, it's a skill. And, you know, some people just have, that's their, I guess that's their that's their gift. And that's not what I do. I mean, I'm not, like, when I say I'm not good at it, it's because I prefer to do something else. You know, that's just not my area. You know, if it's something, a product, I don't care what it is. Look, okay, you take this and you go ahead and you handle that for me, okay?
Well, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's like having a salesperson in your business or a biz dev person in your business. That's fine. I tell people, but you know, as a founder and owner, we carry a certain gravitas, and there's no one that will sell your baby and your idea better than you. And so it's not even selling. It's like, are you willing just to share it? Or how about this? I always say, your gifting, like let's say you, for example, the thing that you have been blessed with, you have worked hard for, that you've poured and sown into, that is a gift that is meant to be given. Gifts are not meant to be hidden, right? So I always say, don't keep someone else's destiny trapped in your own mouth. Really, like, open your mouth and share the thing that you're so good at that someone else needs, and that unlocks, there's your sale, right? But also, there are certain founders or owners that get to a point where they're like, I don't want to carry that role. I don't want to carry the revenue seat, let's say an org chart. I don't want to be the revenue person. I don't want to be in charge of it. And that's fine. I just tell people, it's really, really important to have a sales process and a strategy that is built in your business so that you can hire someone that's able to then lock into that position and do what you do well. Because otherwise, what happens is founders, owners, they're like, I don't want to do sales. It's not me. And then they expect this person to come in and build, grow, scale, sell the thing that they do. And I'm like, but you've not given them a proven process. And so they get frustrated because they're like, I'm spending all this money on this person in sales, and they had all this great, you know, background experience, and they've been successful elsewhere. And I thought this was the person, and I'm wasting money, and they're not getting the job done, or I'm still the one doing the sales. And I'm like, that's because we don't have a sales process, nothing repeatable in the business for the person to follow, to have a blueprint to be successful from. So it doesn't matter which angle you want to sit at. Like, at the bottom base, all of us have to have a process and a strategy.
Wow, that is interesting. You know, that I guess I just never looked at it from that point of view, but you're absolutely right. And you know, that brings me to my next question. You know, many people associate sales with pressure and persistence. How do you redefine sales through authenticity and purpose?
Yeah. It's like when I happened this week where I have someone that was referred to me, and I was on a sales strategy call with them. And I told them, I said, from the beginning, I said, let me be very clear. Like, this is not my show. I'm not pitching you. I said, I'm really here to collect a lot of and extract a lot of information from you so that I can help you make the best informed decision. And when we get to the end of this, if it makes sense, then I will extend the invitation. If it doesn't, I will figure out where else you need to be. Who do I need to refer you to that can get you the help that you need? And so what I say to them is, like, when we start at this call, there are some things that I need from you in a verbal agreement. One, morals and values of my company are transparency, authenticity, integrity, right? I need you to fully be who you are. And when you're selling something, your authenticity, it matters. It's part of your brand, right? It's part of the culture that you're creating in your company. And in order for people and for that to be reciprocated, people need to feel that authenticity. Who are you? Are you one person online, one person on a podcast, and then you get in front of people, you're completely different. Or you get behind the scenes and how you treat your employees or the people that work with you or that support you, are you different? So that authenticity should be a fabric of whatever it is you're doing, right? So when it comes to sales, whatever you're selling, the authenticity that you bring to that brand also seeps into the integrity, the brand, the marketing. And so that people really have a sense that before they get in front of you, they understand and make sure. It also helps with that alignment, right? Are you talking to the right people? Who are your people, right? And so when you resonate with people and there's an authenticity, people can judge that and they can be like, that's for me or it's not. Knowing who's not for you is just as important. Like weed it out, right? And so I think that authenticity is important, period, in what you're doing. And I think that when you look at sales, a lot of times the authenticity is lost when the hustle is increased, right? Or the pressure or the stress. And it usually is coming from the person that needs to meet a number, meet a quota, make a certain dollar amount. And I'm like, we set a process and a strategy. We have to worry less about that. And then you can really show up again, sharing the thing that you so deeply believe in that you chose to build a business around it, right? So it's like you can have one without the other, 1000%. And people also respect that. And they will refer people to you because of the exchange that they had with you, right?
Wow. It's when especially like with the pressure, because I've been on, things like somebody will have something where they'll say, okay, we're doing like this 3-day training and it's free. Well, I mean, I know going into it, it's free, but at the end, they're going to try to sell their product or what have you. But what I guess I don't like is when at the end of it, they get to the end and then they go, oh, well, you have to get it today or by 7 p.m. tonight or something like that, or it goes away, or this price goes away. At that point, I'm thinking, okay, well, what if I want to do a little more research, to see if this is what I really want to do? I mean, that's the part, I guess, too. I don't. That's where the pressure part comes in to me.
Right. Well, and I think from a sales psychology standpoint, what that comes from is that, and this is important, right, is to create a sense of urgency, right? Because human behavior, what happens? We're like, I came to this thing. So you were already somewhat convinced that you need whatever this service or product is that they have, right? So that's urgency. Is, as we know as humans, we are consuming 15 million things. And we are also juggling 15 million things. So a lot of times that urgency that you hear with a deadline is for you to make a decision, right? Because human behavior is, oh, I'll get to that later, means it never happens, right? Or the information you've consumed, they say there's studies that, like, let's say you go into an all-day training. By 48 hours, about 90% of what you learned is already gone. Right.
Okay.
So there's this human behavior and psychology piece. But again, what happens is that whoever's selling really does have the opportunity in how that delivery happens. Right. So the way that I make you feel about that urgency is important. Right. There's two differences. You've got 48 hours and there's only 7 left. And you better get it. And then they hit you again with another email an hour later, right? Then they pop up in your inbox the next day. That's like, okay, like that's a little much, right? Versus, hey, this is a limited opportunity because we want you to take action. Because we know human behavior says you want to, but later you're going to forget about it. So in the event that you are interested, now is your time. Because we want you to take action. Because if this is going to help you do that and you are that person, go take action. So those are two different things, right? That's two different, I just spitballed that, but like two different ways of seeing that, like aggressive,
Mhm.
like pushing, like on you
Yeah.
versus, hey, I'm going to be transparent with you because guess what human behavior says? Guess what? I know you're here, you're someone interested, and we're going to limit this offer and close it off to those who are really serious about taking action. Like transparency, again, authenticity, two different ways of putting that, but also
Mhm.
creating that urgency for those people who are serious to actually take action.
Wow. So how can corporations and entrepreneurs identify the heart behind their business before developing a sales strategy?
Yeah. Oh, this one, I always say marketing and sales, two separate lanes, but yet they really do run together very evenly. And sales and marketing should be talking. And so I think before you're jumping into the sales strategy or the process and does it work for this person, we
Mhm.
often eliminate the very person that we're trying to sell the thing to. So it's market research. Do you
Mhm.
know what your people want? Do they care about it? Because sometimes we have a preconceived notion, right?
Mhm.
That people need this and they want it. It's like, do the market research, right? So do the market research because that again is respectfully having heart and consideration for the person that you're serving, right?
Right.
What is it that they want? Why do they need it? Right? What do they need? Why do they need it? And then how is it going to help you? Because when you understand that heart that lies behind your buyer,
Mhm.
right? That's why we talk about the buyer persona or ICP, individual client profile, whatever you want to call it, avatar. They're all the same. But
Mhm.
you have to realize you're in service of them. So the best way to not miss the mark, right, when you're building out your sales process and strategy is to know who you're serving.
Okay.
Know who you're serving, what do they need, why do they need it, right?
Mhm.
And what does it how does it benefit them? Because when you do that, that helps you actually create and shape your value proposition. It helps you shape your sales messaging. It
Mhm.
helps shape the delivery of how you sell to them or your GTM, what we call our go to market. Like
Mhm.
all of that is threaded into there. And
Mhm.
so that heart piece really is caring about the person you serve and less about how you're going to go get their money.
Okay.
Because when you serve people, that's like creating value in the through the eyes of the buyer. When
Mhm.
you focus on the person that you're serving and explaining how they benefit from them, you will sell more stuff.
Mm.
Whatever it is, you're going to sell more stuff. But we often forget that and we quickly jump into like, how am I going to sell it?
How
What's the
you
price
sell
point?
it.
You know,
Absolutely.
delivery.
Mhm.
Focus here first, heart for the people that you serve. Then you
Mhm.
build the process and the strategy to support that.
Hmm. And then I guess when they jump into it, like you say, and then that's when the pressure part comes in too. When they instead of
If you do it backwards,
yeah, if you do it backwards,
don't
that's
do
where the
that.
pressure part comes in.
1000% because it's like I tell clients, it's like shooting spaghetti at the wall. It's like, okay, I'm going to throw this up here,
And
hope
see
it
what
works.
sticks.
Then it starts sliding, right? And you're like, oh, well, let me throw something else up there, and then you're losing, and you don't have so many hands and feet, right, to catch
Mhm.
the pass. And so when you do this part right,
Mhm.
this stuff makes it so much easier. Like I did a presentation at I did a keynote at a national staffing conference. Uh,
Mhm.
I don't know if it was last summer or summer last, whatever. I've spoken there about 2 or 3 times. And my point is that at this conference, one of the keynotes that I talked about is that like closing's not the thing, right?
Mhm.
It's like
Mhm.
everybody puts it around closing, like, oh my gosh, they build up all this energy and pressure. No, it's really about did you do all the right said things in the sales
Mhm.
process leading up to before you ever get to a close? So by the time they get to a close, they're like you said about your friend, like, yes, I need that. I want it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they've taken time to understand you as a buyer, right?
Mhm.
What does this
Mhm.
person need? What do they want? How does it benefit them? What's the value of that? And it's really important through your sales process, sales strategy, and sales messaging to understand how to articulate that back to your
Mhm.
client or your customer or your buyer so,
Mhm.
so that
Wow.
you get all this unnecessary pressure.
Absolutely. That totally makes sense. Yeah, it does to do it the I like you said, I guess I would say the right way instead of doing it backwards. Do it
Right,
the right way.
right.
Wow.
Customer centric, customer first all the time.
Mm. Wow. So what are the most common mistakes that you see in organizations and entrepreneurs make when it comes to their sales process?
Yeah. I think one of the biggest gaps, I mean, there's many that all can be worked on and improved, but I consult for an international pricing consulting firm, and I absolutely love the work that we do. And
Mhm.
that is one of the biggest gaps in corporations and companies is pricing. Not understanding how to increase margins, make more money, be more profitable around pricing. A lot of times people who are in sales, they are pricing something instead of pricing to win the deal, they are pricing to not lose the deal. So they
Mm,
do, as our founder says. So they do a lot of, there's a lot of fear-based pricing, there's a lot of discounting, right?
mm,
And that actually waters down the value. And so pricing carries this heavy area of fear or challenges or a lot of subconscious thinking about, because the way you were raised,
mhm,
your
mhm.
experience with money absolutely affects how you sell when you're talking to your clients, right?
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah,
one of my clients said it best. He's like, we have to be careful as sales reps to not sell people from our own wallet, right? It's not your money.
exactly.
It's not your money. Who are you to say they can't afford this or they can't afford? But anyway, the pricing area is like it's a heavy area that corporations, companies, where they're setting price, helping their sales reps understand how to increase prices or defend price increases or price decreases or discount requests by
Mhm.
defending that value. So it's a very big gap that I see in the market a lot.
Wow. Now that is really interesting when especially where you said don't as a salesperson, you have to be careful not to sell from your wallet because I think that is one of the things that you hear about sales, for example, how people will look at maybe what your price. Say if they go to my website and
Yeah.
they see that okay, I do coaching, but if the price is real low, then they may think, oh well, she's probably not that good,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
you know. But the thing of it is, if you have like a $25,000 price tag on it, then I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, I know that, the program that I may offer for that amount, I know what you're getting. But
Yeah.
see, like you say, I might not know how to sell it because then I'm selling it,
Right. Right.
maybe looking at their wallet. Okay, oh no, they're not gonna want to pay that. So I don't
Right.
know. And then that's the way you start thinking. So I
Yeah.
totally understand that when you say don't make the mistake of selling from your wallet.
Yeah.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
pricing carries so much brain power. It
Yeah.
is, and I'm a biology degree by like my college degree is in biology. So I'm
Mhm,
fascinated with like the brain, the subconscious,
mhm,
neuroscience. That
mhm.
stuff gets me every time. I can geek out at all the time. So sales psychology and understanding human behavior and how we show up and assumptions that we make, it's really not about like the skill set. Most salespeople, like you can teach them a skill set, they can go demo it, do it in front of a client. It's like, cool. The biggest thing is the mindset. It
Mhm.
is the mindset, the ego, it is the biggest thing that trips people up. And that is one thing that like is most glaring when you talk about pricing.
Wow.
Mindset.
That is that is so interesting. I mean, like I said, you hear this all the time. I've heard it, I hear that a lot about the way you think about selling or whatever is normally based on it could be based on your upbringing. It could be based on your background. It's based on a lot, like you said, a lot of things. Wow. I mean, and I've heard that before. And maybe, who knows? Maybe that's why I don't like really doing the sales aspect of it because I don't want to go back and forth. For one, I don't want to go back and forth with people.
Right, right.
So the
And
person,
you don't have to.
didn't they want to negotiate? Well, can't you, oh, and please don't have let somebody say, well, can't you hook a sister up? No.
No, I actually can because then I won't be in business.
Exactly,
That's not fair and equitable to anybody that comes your way, right? What are you doing? Running a business that's like this? Like That's
Yeah,
not
they want to negotiate, and it's one of those things like another thing that they say people will buy what they, what they want.
value.
I mean, rather some will buy whether they can afford it or not. But if
Exactly.
they feel they want it, they're gonna pay whatever the price is for it.
Absolutely. Listen, it people 1000%
Hmm.
will always buy not only the things they need, but also the things they want.
Yes.
Like it just is what it is. And so people value the things that they value and they will figure the money out. I tell my clients all the time. I said it this week. Like your client's money business is not your business, so stay out of it.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's not
That
your business.
makes sense. Because
Like
they
people
will
just
they
run
will do it
around.
what they want to do. Yes.
I'm like, they're going to make the decision. And if we've done a good job in our sales process, in our sales messaging, in your marketing, before they ever get to you or call with you or a strategy call, discover, whatever it is, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
They already know to
That
some extent that they want you or they don't,
they want
right?
it.
Like that's not really your job at that point. You're not there to sell them. It's
Mhm.
crazy energy
I
people
guess
bring.
it's sorta like when you're watching, some of these commercials and all of a sudden you pick up the phone and you wanna order what they're Ah! It's like
Even the ads, think about all the ads we
Yes,
encounter
yes.
through social media, email, all of that. It's like, you know what you want and what you don't want when you add that bad boy to your cart. Now, you may
Mhm,
second guess it, consider it. They'll
mhm.
send you now little marketing push emails to be like, hey, you left this in your cart. It's waiting
Yeah,
for you, right?
absolutely.
Like it's
Wow.
all there to work mentally on you. Because again, what do we do as humans? If we don't make an immediate decision, we end up forgetting, right?
Yes,
So there's
yes,
ways that they come and tap in, try to encourage you, right? Remind you of like, remember you wanted this thing?
you wanted this. I get that in my text all the time, and I'm thinking, "How did you even know
Right?
that I left that in my I put it in my cart, and then I said, I did
It's
somebody else
technology
know?"
nowadays. Yeah, all the tech, all the tech.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So now you've worked with both Fortune 500 companies in the Fortune 500 environment and startups. So how does your approach to authentic sales differ or stay the same across those spaces?
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, after being in corporate sales and having the honestly the blessing and the opportunity to go through real legit sales training, because most pharma, not most, but pretty much all of them, pharma and med device companies, they have full service size sales departments that live in their corporate. Like I'll never forget when I started working, I had to go 4 weeks to go
Mhm,
away just for sales training, right? Sales training, learning the product, all these things. And so honestly, the basics don't change. The basics don't change. Your style and your adaptability and how you actually execute on that is what happens, right? And the sales process can sometimes look different from business to business, but it's not really far off. Like sales is sales. I tell
mhm,
people all that all the time. Listen, it's not really anything new under the sun. It's someone's delivery or how it connects with you, or does that approach make best sense? But at the foundation, there's a sales process, right? The sales conversation that you're having with your client. There's
mhm,
the pricing, there's the follow up, there's the close, there's a continuation phase. Some
mhm,
processes
mhm,
are 5 step deep, some are 7, some are 10, depending on the complexity of the deal
mhm,
size, the audience, how many decision makers are layered into that. But at the end of the day, that foundation is there, but the actual style and execution lies within the human. That's what I tell people. I'm very much an extrovert, but I don't expect my clients to all be extroverts and act and look like me. No,
mhm,
we're here to develop their sales process that makes best sense in their business, their sales strategy, and also their sales, their authentic sales voice, right?
mhm,
You don't need to sound like me. Like
mhm,
Dr. Madeline, you're not a person that you enjoy it. We'd have to figure out and discover what does that look like and sound like for you in your business or you and your biz dev rep, right? I
mhm,
work with founders who have their COO be a part of it because their COO is starting to carry more of the sales. So we
mhm,
figure out what that looks like for their firm or their agency or whatnot. In corporate, a lot of times, definitely more of a uniformed approach, right? They usually have something developed. So we're usually there to enhance, amplify, improve. But every single person in that room is completely different. Their
Mhm.
approach to sales, how they view sales, how they view money, all of that's in there. So when you talk about the authenticity to sales, it's really empowering whoever the salesperson is, the autonomy and the independence, because that's the beauty of sales, that they get to operate from by sticking to the foundation, but also having that creative approach, and then also being authentic to yourself, your
Mhm.
relationships with your customers or clients, how you show up, what's your style, how do you approach things. Those things get to bubble up, but first you got to have the foundation down and understand it.
Wow. So, what do you think, or what mindset shifts are necessary for women in
Mm,
sales or in leadership roles who struggle with confidence,
yeah,
rejection, or self-doubt?
yeah. Ooh, that is a big one. That one is, I first think that out in another like keynote, I talk about the 6 reasons why people don't buy, right?
Mm,
One of
mhm.
it is that they don't believe you because you don't believe you, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
so whether it's your personal brand or the product that you're selling, you have to be compelled enough to believe it. Like, do you, and let's say it's like some random product, right? And you're not emotionally attached to
Okay.
it.
Mm,
It's still, do you believe that it has a purpose to serve for the person that you're trying to sell it to, right? And a lot of times when you think about females, women in general, whether you're in corporate and it's your confidence and how you show up in rooms to be able
mhm.
to sell your idea, right? Or to be able
Mhm.
to sell yourself for an opportunity or a promotion, there
Right.
has to be the shattering of not understanding and giving yourself the space to show up in
Mhm.
your own authentic way and valuing that, right? Stop trying to perform and conform to environments. That's not serving anyone, right? Collective brain power and thinking means there are different thoughts and ideas that get to come to the table. And so for women, one thing is honoring and knowing your value. Number
Mhm.
one. And then that takes work, right? It's just like I work with my clients and I tell them, I don't care if you come to me, if you're a multimillionaire and you're successful and you just want to be like 5% better. That's great. We're
Mhm.
still going to work on your mindset 1000%, because we all have something there that we need to unpack or work on. And so I walk people through something called a fear to faith cycle, right? And it's understanding the root. Where do things come from? And then why do they trigger or elicit a certain response on certain things? So it's doing the work, right? Knowing your value and honoring that, and respecting it and giving it room to breathe, right? Uh,
Mhm.
and the opportunity to show up, right? Like, stop hiding your light. Like, we got this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Like, it's basic, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes we have to remind ourselves, what do we tell our children, right?
Mhm.
Or if you're an auntie and you don't have children, what do you say? Sometimes if we think about what we say to children and we would actually give ourselves the same love and grace,
Mhm.
man, how much more powerful would we be able to show up? So I think a lot of it is really, really wrapped around value. And guess what? The
Mm.
majority of sales is not so much the process, the strategy, and the mindset, but it's the value.
Value.
Able to articulate the value to the person on the other end.
Wow.
And not how
Absolutely.
great you are, but how what you do serves,
Benefit them. Yes.
and how do they benefit from it? And Dr. Madeline, it is so powerful that when you remove yourself from it,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
I tell people, it's not about you. Like,
Okay.
the gift that you carry is not about you. So, like, again, don't keep someone else's destiny trapped in your own mouth. Like, get out of the way, please. Bring forth ideas, bring forth your confidence, bring forth, sell yourself. Like, we need you. Somebody needs you. Right. So it's like, get out of the way. It's not
Uh,
about you.
wow.
Not about
Wow.
you at all.
So, for women watching today who might want to improve their sales effectiveness while
Mhm,
staying true to who they are,
mhm.
what is one actionable step they can take immediately?
Uh, One action step. I say this to my son, and I say to my clients, one action step to take
Mhm.
is, I like to lovingly call it, give yourself a checkup from the neck up.
Okay.
What I'm saying, reset.
Mhm.
What is in your brain, right? that you keep thinking or you keep repeating that is stopping you from getting you to where you want to go? Because you are in charge, right? No one else is in your head thinking but you, right?
Absolutely.
What is it? Sometimes we need to slow down to be able to speed up. Analyze what's keeping you from getting what you want instead of, oh, it's this person or it's this my job or it's this da da da. Like, what are you doing? What shifts and changes can you make to then go change that outcome or pivot a little bit more or get it really centered back to where you want to be? So it's really give yourself a checkup from the neck up. So let's check out your mindset first, right?
Okay.
And work on it. Does that mean you need a mentor? Does it mean you need a coach? Because coaching is also not just about, I always say this with the sales process and the sales strategy and your mindset, but there's a sense of accountability, right? Somebody that's believing in exchange of your dream and your goal, and they're willing to help you get there. So sometimes you need to seek coaching. Sometimes it might be seeking prayer. Sometimes it might be journaling, meditating, figure out what it is. But I think the big thing is just to slow down and evaluate. Sometimes we're so busy going outward, seeking things. You need to sit still and go inward.
Wow. So if you had one piece of advice to leave with our viewers and our listeners, what would that be? And then also tell us how we can reach out to you if we wanted to find out more or even work with you to find out how we can get better at sales.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. One piece of advice. I'll say this on the pricing side and the sales side, and I've been talking about value and knowing your worth. Know your worth and charge for it, right? Like whether it's your brand, if you're in corporate, value that thing, know it, and don't back down from that. Show up and go get it. Or whether it's your business, just as important. Know the worth of the product or the service that you provide and charge for it. Because good money is an exchange. It's supposed to happen, right? There's nothing wrong with making good money and then doing good things. Like it's nothing wrong with that, right? So know your worth and charge for it. And then how can people reach me? You guys, pretty much every single platform for continuity, it is Natasha Hemingway with 2 M's. So it's that on LinkedIn, that on Instagram, that on TikTok. It's the same thing. My website, NatashaHemingway.com. It's not hard to find me at all. That's
you. It has been great. And if you have anything coming up, you can let us know. Any books coming out, any programs coming out that you might want to let us know, you can do that. But it has been a pleasure having you here today, sharing those sales nuggets with us. Hopefully some of us will get better at it.
You will. Remember, it's not about you. You're going to get better. You're going to get better.
Not about me. That's right. We'll get better at doing it. But thank you so much. It has been a pleasure having you on the Successful Women Show. So hope to have you come back again, especially because there was a lot more we could have covered. We just, time just goes by so fast when you get all this information. Just pull it out of you. It just goes by so fast.
I have to say this, Dr. Madeline, thank you for doing what you're doing. Right? Because what you're doing is taking your time, your experience, your expertise to impart that on other women so that seeds can be planted and sown and grown. And that's ripple, right? That's that multi-level impacting. So I just want to say thank you for doing what you're doing and showing up. And thank you for the platform for us to share so that we can pour into other people and they can receive.
Well, thank you so much. And know that you're welcome anytime, anything you want to come back and share with us, just let me know and we will bring you right back here. Okay.
Will do. Will do.
You. So just want to let everybody know what will be coming up next, some upcoming events. Just welcome to some exciting things that's going on. Again, I just want to make sure you know about the fact that I'm honored to share that I am officially one of the founding women on the Empower Her Wall by She Rises Studios in partnership with Phoenix TV, which is a global movement showcasing 200 trailblazing women on one powerful digital wall inside Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. In Las Vegas, Nevada. So on February 22nd of this year, the Empowerment Wall will be unveiled. And when the lights rise and the cameras roll, the world will witness something extraordinary. 200 women standing together, not in competition, not in division, but in unity, equality, and shared prosperity. So, for those of you that might already live in Las Vegas, hope that see you there on February 22nd, and because it's going to be a phenomenal event. Also, still excited about the fact that the Successful Women radio and TV show made the list of the top 100 best career, mindset, and working women podcasts, and that we are proudly sitting at number 16. So we're going to keep at it so we can move up that list. Number 16 out of 100, I got to say, is not bad. This list highlights podcasts that empower women to build successful careers, navigate workplace challenges, and find true fulfillment in work and life. And so I am honored to have the Successful Women radio and TV show as a part of this list. Also, I want you to make sure to check out my book, Show Up to Rise Up, Explore the Transformative Power of a Positive Mindset, which achieved bestseller status on Amazon in the women and business category. So it's available for purchase on Amazon. Or if you want to get the book, you can put my name in the search box, Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, and it'll come right up on Amazon website. Or you can go to my website, which is www.exwsi.com. Click on the Success Bookstore, and you will also be able to purchase the book from my website. Make sure that you, if you have not already viewed my TEDx talk that I did in Vancouver, Canada, make sure to do so. The topic was Show Up to Rise Up, and you can watch it on YouTube. Again, just put my name in the search box, Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, and it will come right up. Or you can email me for the direct link at info@exwsi.com, and I will send you the direct link. Make sure to check it out, as I am so excited because as of today, it's at 226,813 views. And as you know, we're trying to reach that goal of 1 million plus views. So I want to thank those in advance who have been supporting, who have been continuing to share, continuing to like, and commenting on the video. So please continue to do so. And finally, I am a contributing writer to Own It Magazine, where I share nuggets and resources every month. Own It Magazine is a resource for personal, professional, and business development. So make sure if you want to get a free subscription, yes, I said free subscription, you can do so by contacting me at madeline@exwsi.com. To be able to get a free subscription to Own It Magazine, where you'll be able to read not only the information that I share, but they have fabulous information in the magazine itself. Again, I just want to thank my guest, Miss Natasha Hemingway, for sharing her nuggets with us on sales, and my viewers and my listeners for joining me today. This is the Successful Women Show. I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis. And if you'd like to reach out to me, you can reach me by email at info@exwsi.com. I would also like you to go to my website to download my free 3-part video series on 3 things every woman should do to position herself for executive leadership. To do so, go to www.exwsi.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like and share this episode with others. As I said, we had some great nuggets from Natasha Hemingway. Again, this is the Successful Women Show. We are here every week. I am your host, Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, helping women to accelerate the path to success. Thank you again for joining us. I love you all to life. And as always, be well and stay safe out there.